In our tradition, there's a saying, all of the world is a very narrow bridge, and the secret is not to be afraid. And this past year has indeed been such a bridge. So many of us have felt like life is closing in on us, and there's little beneath our feet to steady our steps. The recession has taken away our firm foundation. Our savings, our retirement accounts, our college funds are all a lot less than they used to be. Many of us have experienced pay cuts or work furloughs, and some, of course, have lost their jobs altogether. And then there are those who have lost their homes, or even as we gather here this evening, are facing foreclosure. There will be an economic recovery, but it is a narrow and a long bridge that will take us there. At Temple Solel, as in your congregations, I'm sure, we've also tried to be a bridge to and for others, to reach out and to be a caring presence for those who are suffering loss. But I have to tell you, it has not been easy. It's not easy to comfort grown men and women who are streaming tears of desperation. It's not easy to see hardworking families plow through their savings, the equity that they have in their homes, to leverage every bit of credit that they have, and still to find themselves on the brink of collapse. It's not easy to reassure them that there will be a future and that their fortunes will be restored. And so sometimes we just sit with them and we cry with them, and we hope that God will hear their cries. So in moments of solitude, in my time of reflection, I ask myself the question, how does one not be afraid? And I have yet to find the answer. But in asking that question, what I have found is what my response must be, and indeed what our response must be. We must not let the casualties of this recession feel that they are alone and that they are abandoned, because isolation and loneliness is perhaps the greatest fear, and we have the power to take that fear away. An amazing thing has happened at Temple Solel, and I bet that it's happening everywhere across this community and indeed across this country. Anonymous donors of all different levels of means have come forward with their gifts, with their generosity, with their caring. Not wanting their name associated with the gift, they simply place it in the hands of clergy and say, get it to those who need it the most right now. So, with their generosity, I have had the opportunity to pay medical bills, write checks for mortgages and property tax and utilities bills and almost anything you can imagine. And I never really understood in this way what it means to be the hands of God in this world until I encountered this experience, until I was given this privilege of simply being the conduit of the generosity of others. So, what will I be celebrating this Thanksgiving, knowing how hard it is for some among us to be thankful? I will celebrate the blessing of community, the bonds that bring all of us here together tonight. I will celebrate the way in which God works in this world by placing those in need within our midst, and at the same time giving us the tools, the heart, and the resources to satisfy every one of their needs. We may all have less this Thanksgiving than we had the one before or the one before that, but we are bountiful in these blessings. Some of you may know of the Reverend Forrest Church, of All Souls Unitarian Church. Tragically, he died after a very long battle with cancer just 2 months ago. But in his struggle and in his gradual loss, he learned a value that many of us tend to lose sight of, the value that has been mentioned numerous times already this evening, that of gratitude. And so, for my part, I'd like to leave you with his prayer, a prayer which I think aptly expresses the kind of gratitude each of us feels in our hearts and together as a community of faith on this Thanksgiving Eve. Spirit of light and love, creator and sustainer, God of many names, sometimes the burdens I shoulder feel like more than I can bear. This is my prayer, to pray for what I have, to pray for health if I am graced with health, to pray for love if blessed with loved ones who offer me the priceless gift of love's embrace. Remind me to pray if I am blessed to be a parent, for the treasure of children, to pray for the wealth of friends who stand beside me through my bleakest days and share my pain. In this vale of tears and trouble, raise my sights to look out upon the many beacons shining their light upon my life. Remind me to give thanks for those who reach out to take my hand, who walk with me and stand by me, who raise my spirits by their presence, whose smile brightens my view and lifts my heart and gives me joy. For if I pray for the wonders that are mine to savor this very day, these, the most precious of my prayers, will come true. So it is I utter forth, O God, from the depth of my soul, this grateful prayer of gratitude and praise. Amen.